All right. Can everybody hear me? Do you guys have audio over there? Mr. S? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Okay, thank you very much. All right, Kuyana, Teluchi, thank you all for coming and welcome to another episode of King's Corner. This is our 4th episode, and where we bring you the Alutiiq language, current events, fun facts, and more. And we have a very special guest with us today, and we will get to that in a minute. But why don't we go around the room first and let everybody introduce yourselves.
I'm Elijah.
Hey, Elijah.
I'm Dahlia.
Hi, Dahlia.
I'm Sean.
Hey, Sean.
I'm Uriah.
Hey, Uriah.
I'm Jess.
Hey, Jess.
I'm Titus.
What's up, Titus?
Nothing much. Besides the sky.
Okay, welcome once again, everybody, to another episode of King's Corner. We are streaming to YouTube and Facebook simultaneously, and you can watch that. If you missed the stream now, you can go ahead and watch that at any time. It will be posted on both of those platforms. And if you guys have any comments or questions or ideas about the show, you can send them to language@portlionstribe.org. So that's language@portlionstribe.org. And so we will, as we are just speaking now, we have our special guest. And I want to introduce you all to the City of Port Lions Mayor, Mrs. Dorinda Keo, and welcome, Dorinda.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me, first of all? Do I have my volume at the right
Can you hear
place?
us?
Yes?
We
I
can't
can.
hear you.
Okay. One moment.
One second, guys. How about now, Dorinda?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear us, but we can't hear you.
Mhm.
Let me...
How about
I
now?
apologize, folks. We tried this earlier. Dorinda, would you double check your mute button on your laptop, please?
Mm-hmm.
We tried this earlier just to do a dry run to hopefully avoid some of these things, but sometimes they happen, and we can't do anything about it. Okay, she's good on that end. Shoot.
Maybe hang up and call again.
Yeah, we can try that.
If you click on the dots and go to edit mic settings, it'll give you like an option.
Edit mic settings. Okay. No. Okay. So, once again, I apologize for this. We tried doing this earlier and didn't have any issues. So we will go ahead and start our show, and we will try and fix that as we go along. So, Elijah, what are we starting with in Alutiiq today?
So for our first section, we've got animals in Alutiiq. We got some new ones this week. I'm going to start with little brown bat, which is Kanahyak.
Kanahyak, Kadahwa.
And then we've got mountain goat, which is Paranak.
Paranak,
Ijuik, which is seal. That's a pretty common one. We got Aguyak.
Aguyak,
Which is land otter. We got Kushkuk, which is cat. Ishik.
What's an Ishik?
That is an owl. And then we got Kadayak, seagull, and Kushkanuk, which is a rabbit.
Awesome. Kushkanuk. All right. Thank you for those animals in Alutiiq. Elijah. Okay. Dahlia, what are you going to talk to us about today?
The weather forecast.
Okay. The weather forecast. What's going on with the weather?
I don't know how to read this.
It's okay. I will help you. Go ahead.
Oh, we just started there.
Yeah.
Okay. Today, north winds at 10. What were those?
10 knots.
Oh, 10 knots.
Yep.
Seas 2 feet.
There you
Tonight,
go.
we have west wind at 10 knots and seas at 2 feet. Friday, we have west wind at 10 knots in the morning, becoming variably less than 10 knots, seas 3 feet. Friday night, we have east winds 15 knots, seas at 4 feet. Saturday, we have northeast winds at 25 knots and seas at 8 feet. And Sunday through Monday, we have east wind 20 knots, seas 7 feet.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you for that, Dahlia, for our current weather report. We will try one more time here to see if we can add Dorinda in. Hey, Dorinda, do you hear us there?
I do. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
still no audio from her. Darn it. Oh, we tried this earlier and it worked.
Hmm.
Darn it.
Bummer.
You guys aren't getting any audio from Linda? I wonder if they can hear her. Maybe.
Can you hear Dorinda? Dorinda, will you say a few things?
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me at all?
Okay.
Okay, so we can.
Oh, we can't hear her?
The stream has.
Okay. Thank you guys for helping troubleshoot. Darn it. Hmm. And I do not know why this is not working. We tried it earlier just for this particular
Mhm.
occasion, but oh man.
Do you think
Any
turning off
difference?
the volume on your computer would help?
Because it's supposed to play through our stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. Darn it.
I thought our stuff was connected to his computer.
It is. Man, and the rest of you guys can hear it. I sure wish we could hear her. Well, I guess you know what, Dorinda. Until we can get this fixed, I don't think we can conduct the interview. Unfortunately, you got something,
Is the
Elijah?
audio output, like the output settings, connected to the computer too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I apologize, Dorinda. We're gonna have to look deeper into this. We did a dry run. I apologize to the folks at home once again. We did do a dry run of this to sort of avoid this, and it worked fine in the test. So I apologize to everyone that we can't get this audio working here. But Dorinda, maybe we could schedule another time, maybe to do this. Maybe the week after next, and we will try once again to make it so that everyone can hear Dorinda. I know you folks at home can, but we need the audio on our end so our hosts can ask questions of the mayor. And so I apologize once again to the folks at home. Dorinda, I apologize. I thought we had this one ready to go, but
Not a
we
problem.
will try. Yeah, we will try again here next time. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thanks, Dorinda. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Darn it. Okay, so once again with live streams, stuff always happens, and we just have to adapt to it and move on. Look forward to having the mayor on here next time we do this, and we will see if we can't make sure that audio issue is fixed. So for now, why don't we go on to the Alutiiq greeting with Sean?
Lutic greeting, Chimai, Octica,
Atka means
My name is
My name is, yep. So Atka Sean.
Atka or Chmai, Atka, Sean,
Ajich
Ashish Dunka.
Dudenka. Uh-huh.
Are you good?
Right. Ajich Dudenka. All right. What's the next thing you're going to tell us here?
Kijun.
Ki Jah with me.
Kijak with me.
Mm-hmm. Shus
Shushkalidanga.
Shuslianga Dahwa.
I was born in Anchorage.
Yep. Good job. So Kijahwik is Anchorage for Katrina and all you folks there off island. Kijahwik for Anchorage. Go ahead.
Mashik Shihami.
Mm-hmm. Majik Shahami. Adah Dwa.
Adakhwa.
Majik Shahami Adah Dwa. What does that mean?
I live in Fort Lyons.
Ah, Adahwa. Well done. Okay, and then your last bit there.
Ilunka.
Ilanka.
Ilanka. Kishu Kwa Miuta.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Kashu Kwach Miuat. Kashu Kwach Miuat. What does that mean?
My family are Akyak people.
Right, exactly. So if you're from Akiak, you would say Kashu Kwach, right? Kashu Kwach is Akiak. And Kashu Kwach Miuat is my family are from Akiak, or my family are Akiak people. Excellent job. Thank you for that, Sean. We will go down the line next to Brother Uriah.
Today I'll be talking about Lutic words of the week.
Ooh, Lutic word of the week. Go for it.
All right, so the first one is Pashnaluni, which is cold.
Pachnachluni. Uh-huh.
And then the second word, Ukshumi, is, I don't have what that means. Oh, never mind. Ukshumi Pachnatuk or Tatuk. And that means it's always cold in the winter.
Adahwa. Pachnachluni, huh?
Yep, that's what it was.
Excellent job. Yep. Ukshumi Pachnach Dachtuk, which is, it is always cold in the winter. Very good. Thank you for that word of the week, Uriah. Let's go down the line to Jess.
Today I will be talking about the weather in Alutiiq. So to say how is the weather in Alutiiq, you would say Cheshtun Laeta. And right now it is cloudy. So you would, in the Alutiiq, you would say Kilaktuk.
Kilaktuk, it is cloudy, or there are lots of clouds. What else?
It's also a little cold. In cold, you would say Pat Shnatuk.
Yep, Pachnachtuk. And then, is it overcast at all today?
No, I don't think so.
It's a little bit overcast, right?
Maybe a little.
I mean, you know what overcast is, right?
Yeah.
So you would say Talumok.
Talumok.
Very good. Okay, so the weather in Alutiiq. How is the weather today? We say
Cheshtun Laeta Ahanakpak.
Yeah, how is the weather today? Agnachpak today. So yeah, Cheshtun Laeta Agnachpak. Well done. Okay, good job, Jess. Thank you. All right, Titus, what do you got going on today?
Today I'm going to do places in Alutiiq. Places names in Alutiiq.
Ooh, yeah, place names.
And Kodak Island is Kikatuk.
Kiktuk.
Kikatuk.
Kiktuk.
Fort Lyons is Minchinuk.
Majik Shahak.
Majikshakak.
Mm-hmm.
Kodiak is Shunak.
Shunak. Very good.
Uzinki is Ushanak.
Ujinkak.
Ujinkuk.
Mm-hmm.
Karlik is Kahuk. Kalut.
Kalut. Uh-huh.
Larsen Bay is Uyakshuk.
Very good. Uyakshuk.
Old Harbor is Nunyak.
Nunyak. Uh-huh.
What does that say?
Kashukwak.
Kashusquak.
Kashukwak is Akiak.
Akiak.
Akiak. Well done, Adahwa. So we have Majikshahak, Shunak, Ujenkak, Kalut, Uyakshak, Nunyak, and Kashukwak. And those are all the main villages and towns on the island. Excellent job, Titus. Very good. Okay, we will move on to our next item, which Dahlia is going to share with us. What are you talking about next, Dahlia?
The senior meals.
There you go.
The senior meals.
There you go.
Do you want me to read them all?
Just the one starting on 11 there.
Okay. Con great meal at 4 p.m. is shrimp Alfredo. The 12th, they have Cornish game hens, potatoes, veggies, and rolls. The 13th, they have baked ham, potato salad, rolls, and soup. And the 18th, they have another congregate meal at 4 p.m.
Very good.
It's beef stroganoff. And then on the 19th, they have chicken enchiladas, rice, beans. And then on the 20th, they have deep fried cod, prawns, fries, and soup.
Ooh, awesome. That sounds good. That sounds like a pretty good senior meal menu, huh? And then we will share the last week with them when we meet again here the week after next. So thank you for that, Dahlia. Thank you for sharing our February tribal senior meal menu. Thank you for that. Good job. All right. Sean, what are you talking about next?
I'm talking about this day in history on February 13th. 1880, the first performance in famous play, The Importance of Being Earnest. The Oscar Wilde took place in St. James Theatre in London. 1920, the League of Nations held the first meeting of Geneva.
Geneva. Yeah.
Geneva, Switzerland, aimed at promoting peace and cooperation among countries after World War I. 1965, early bird satellite launch, the first commercial communication satellite. This key to the beginning of the global communications.
Right. So, yeah, 1965, the first commercial satellite launch, and that sort of kicked off the revolution of modern communications and how we move information from one place to another. So good job on that. And then what was your last one, Sean?
My last one is 1603, birth of Roger Williams, the founder of Rhode Island. He championed religious freedom and the separation of church and state. His revolutionary views on tolerance and native rights make him a key feature in American religious history.
Right. So Roger Williams, have you guys ever heard of that? The separation of church and state? It's actually, it's not a constitutional edict. It was in a letter. It was in an original letter from Thomas Jefferson to a group of Baptists. And essentially what he was saying was that the state should never interfere in religious affairs. And so that's where you hear the term coined, separation of church and state, but it's not a constitutional edict. A lot of people get that confused. Okay, great job. Thank you for that, Sean. Thank you for the this day in history facts. Appreciate it. All right, Titus, what do you got going on?
Me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Uriah.
It's no worries.
I skipped ahead to you, Titus.
So today I'll be talking about upcoming and ongoing school events. every Tuesday and Thursday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. There'll be archery club. So that happens like right after school. On Thursday, there's board game club. It's optional to go to archery or board game club. Wrestling tournament. There'll be an upcoming wrestling tournament on February 22nd. Wrestling practice is on Mondays and Fridays, and then our 6th through 7th grade battle of the books was the other day.
How did that go, you guys?
We got second place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we only lost by 4 points.
Oh, cool. And who did you
5
go up
points.
against?
I think it was only one team though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, good job on that.
There'll be no school on Monday on February 17th for President's Day and in service.
Is that in service, Mr. S, or just okay? Okay. So we do have an in-service day on Monday, February 17th. There will be no school.
And then on March 14th, Michael Williams, the physical therapist, will be coming.
Okay. Excellent. Great job. Thank you for
That's-
that, Uriah. Thank you for the upcoming and ongoing school events. We appreciate it. All right, Jess, what do you got going on?
I'm going to be talking about Alaska and Kodiak fun facts.
Go for it.
So, the first Russian colony in Alaska was established in 1792 in Kodiak. The oldest Russian Orthodox church/chapel was built in 1794 in Kodiak. It is the oldest wooden structure in Alaska.
That's interesting. 1794, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alaska is home to the northernmost, westernmost, and easternmost points in the United States.
Let me pull that up for you guys to give you an idea of why we would be the easternmost. And this is debated, but the general consensus is this. So let me pull it up for you guys. Okay, so you can see the 180 degree meridian here, right? The line of longitude, and there's obviously 360 degrees, right? In a globe, in a circle, in a sphere. And if you can look right about here, this is the westernmost point on this map, as you can see right here. But if we look closer, there's a few small islands that are to the west of that even. And that's the reason why they say that Alaska has the westernmost and the easternmost point, because it crosses over that 180 degree line of longitude. And so it is considered part of the east there. So good job on the fun fact there, Jess.
Actually, I have one more I want to
Yeah.
share.
Yep, go ahead.
So, Alaska's Wrangell St. Elias National Park is larger than countries like Switzerland or Israel. That's how big that is. That national park is.
St. Elias National Park.
Yeah.
Where's that? Wrangell, St. Elias. It must be
Yeah.
near Wrangell in the southeast somewhere, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. And okay, excellent job on that. Thank you for the Alaska fun facts, Jess. Okay, you're up, Titus. What are you talking about today?
Today I'm talking about safety bulletin.
Ooh, this is a good one here. And make sure you get that mic close to you. It can be off to the side there.
Boat safety. The requirements for the state of Alaska are life jacket, one for each person, and they must be
Serviceable.
serviceable,
Mm-hmm. What, anyone know what serviceable means?
usable.
Approved by the
Yeah,
custodian.
usable. It needs to be in good working order. That's what's meant by serviceable. You can't go out there with a life vest that's in tatters or in pieces and expect it to work properly. So they say that they want it to be serviceable, which means in good working order.
People aged 13 and younger are required by law to wear a life jacket at all times while on an open boat.
That's a good one. And so, yeah, the life jackets thing that Titus just mentioned, one for each person, and they must be serviceable. This is the law, right? And this is what the Coast Guard enforces when they're out there on patrol. And so, if you or family members are plan on going on a boating trip, make sure that there's life vests on board for everybody. And people under 13, it is required that they wear those while they're on the boat.
And if you're even older, maybe you should.
Yeah, absolutely. It's never a bad idea.
Especially in the cold.
That's right.
Tell someone where you are going and when you will return, or file a float plan and
Yep.
and leave with a trusted person to give to the Coast Guard if necessary.
Right. So that's just basically tell someone where you're going, and this is a really important part of living in rural Alaska, or anywhere rural. Actually, is you're not easily reachable when you're out in a boat, or you're out in the mountains, or out in nature, and so you want to tell somebody where you're going. You want to tell them how long you plan on being there and when you plan on being back. And so that way it can help a potential search party know where to start searching for you. It'll Also give people a plan so that they don't send out a search party prematurely, right? So it's a good idea to go ahead and let somebody know, when you're leaving and when you plan on returning. So that's always a good bit of boat safety there. Go ahead, Titus.
I know this is not on there, but you should do that with hunting and almost everything you do.
Exactly.
Take multiple forms of communication with you, including a VHF radio, flares, whistles, mirrors, sat phone, inReach texting, and etc.
Very good. So yeah, these are all just different forms of communication that you can use to signal somebody or to get somebody's attention. Obviously, if you have a cell phone, most of the time, if you're out and about somewhere around here, you're not going to have a signal. So you need a good way of communicating with people, or sending out a distress call. And the first one for that is obviously the VHF radio. And flares are a visual communicator, right? Whistles are an auditory form of communication, right? And then you have mirrors, which is another visual form of communicating. It's sort of flashing a mirror to reflect the sun so people can see it far away. And then obviously, if you do have a sat phone, or if you do have a phone or satellite device capable of inReach, that's just satellite texting is what that is. So excellent job on that. What's our next one, Titus?
Double check all the safety equipment, check for the weather, and all good weather can change quickly. So dress for the water and prepare for the weather.
Very good. Very good. Yep. So dress for boating weather. Right now, it may not be raining or snowing or blowing, but when you're on the water and you're going and you're planing off and you're going fast, that's sort of creating wind, right? And so that can be cold even on a nice day. And also, what's important to remember is the water temperature in Alaska, even in the summers, rarely gets much above 50 degrees, and so it's usually always pretty cold water. But so that's why it's important to dress for the weather, dress for being on a boat. Always carry extra layers, because you can always take off extra layers. You can't put extra layers on, and so that's a really good one. Thank you for that, Titus. Appreciate it. Okay, I wanted to show the folks at home real briefly what is coming up next for our weather. So just give you guys a visual representation of that, and it looks fairly mellow at the moment. You can see some big fronts here starting out to the south of us and southwest and southeast, but for now it looks fairly mild. So there's that. And then I want to share with, if Elijah, you could share with us some fun facts, because we have Valentine's Day coming up. So I'm going to ask Elijah to read off some of these fun facts about Valentine's Day. Just give me 1 second to pull it up, Elijah. And when we do have time, guys, maybe we'll have time today. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But I want to show some of the NYO events that you guys have been doing too, and a sort of an old clip of upcoming, or excuse me, a clip of old Native Youth Olympics recaps. Those are pretty cool. So more to come on that. Okay, Valentine's Day. Okay. Go ahead, Elijah.
Our first fact is the first Valentine's Day celebration took place in France. Was it in Paris? Is that where Paris gets its name?
It says it likely occurred in Paris in the 1400s. And we're not 100% sure, but it sounds like that's where it originated. This is crazy.
145 million greeting cards are exchanged every year for Valentine's Day. 145 million.
Wow. That's amazing. And if you can you see this worldwide stat here, Elijah?
Oh, geez. Over 1 billion Valentines are sent worldwide, according to a video.
1 billion. Over 1 billion Valentines are sent
Wow.
worldwide.
And that's just Hallmark's information. That doesn't include like
Yeah.
paper, just little notes from whoever.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Wow. That's amazing. This is also interesting, I thought.
About 25% of pet owners give Valentine's Day gifts to their pets. I don't know if that's sad or not, because I know like a quarter of the people watching probably give Valentine's Day gifts to their pets, but
Right?
it's a little excessive.
Here's another one that'll blow you away.
U.S. pet owners spent over $2 billion on Valentine's for their pets in 2024.
$2 billion in one country that we spent on not just our pets, but our Valentines for our pets. I thought that was pretty interesting.
The inventor of candy hearts started out by producing medicinal lozenges.
That's interesting. The 1800s from a Boston pharmacist. Ew, this is another big one. So the heart candies.
Wow. 8 billion conversation hearts are manufactured each year. That's like one for everybody in the world.
Yep, that's more than
Yeah,
one for
that's
every
crazy.
person on Earth. Wow. And that's manufactured each year. That's pretty neat.
Consumers buy over 58 million pounds of chocolate and candy for Valentine's Day.
How many tons is that?
Well, how many pounds are in 1 ton?
2,000.
2,000, correct. So you divide 58 million by 2,000, and that will give you the tons. Random one.
The chocolate box has been around for more than 150 years. Wow.
That's interesting.
Lovebirds are actual birds. Do
Yeah.
they have a picture on there?
No, they don't. So it's a common name for the agapornis bird, and that's interesting.
Oh, wow. The first Valentine was sent from prison. That is crazy.
This was interesting. Yeah, the Duke of Orleans, or Orleans, depending on where you're from. But he was most likely, he was sending this poem to his wife in the 15th century. And he may have been doing it from a prison cell, is what it sounds like.
Wow. His second wife, too.
Right.
Jeez. Every year, thousands of people send letters to Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. What? Why?
Yeah, that's a
in the
random one
world?
too, huh?
She did.
Many countries throughout the world celebrate Valentine's Day.
No, that's an obvious one, huh? Ooh, this one's for Mr. S there. Yeah, good looking out
Ooh,
there, Mr.
Teachers
Stockard.
get more Valentines than anybody else.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, this is another one that I think I sent it to my boss, Katie. She was curious about how many roses were grown. Go ahead, Elijah.
250 million roses are grown just for Valentine's Day
250 million.
per year. That's crazy.
That is very crazy.
Doctors once prescribed chocolate to fix a broken heart.
Oh, that's good.
Most Americans will buy gifts, cards, or treats for Valentine's Day. No way. Hallmark prints more than 500 Valentine's Day card designs.
That's quite a lot too. That's
Yeah.
quite a menu.
Just for Valentine's Day, that's
Yeah,
a lot to
just-
choose from.
Just for one subject. How do you do 500 different designs? That's pretty amazing.
Valentine's Day is one of the
Yeah.
biggest holidays for giving flowers. I don't know when else you would give flowers.
Mother's Day
Oh.
is the other big one. Birthday is also another big one. Oh, this one's interesting.
People in the Victorian era used to use Valentines to discourage suitors.
Yeah, so they would, if you can see here, during the Victorian era, people who did not want attention would send vinegar valentines or penny dreadfuls, and they were intended as an insult to unwanted admirers. So that's kind of interesting.
We should keep doing that. Keep it alive.
Right. Oh man.
Men spend more than women on Valentine's Day. Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow, and it says about 25% more too.
Wow.
So that's quite a bit more. That's a whole quarter more, which kind of makes sense. Guys buying Valentines for their sweethearts, right?
Esther Howland, I don't know who that is, sold the first mass-produced Valentines in the 19th century. Wow.
Interesting. Okay, so I think we've covered a good many. What do you think, Elijah?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, I'm
pretty
with
good.
you. Let me remove this. And we'll stop the screen. Okay. All right. Well, I think, let me double check my notes. I think we did plan on having, let me put this up. We did plan on having the mayor on. We had questions for the hosts to go ahead and ask her, but unfortunately we couldn't get any audio on this end. So we will fix that, and we will get her on here next time. And so we are, that about does it for our live stream today, but we thank you for your time. We hope we added some value to your day. Our hosts, thank you. And we thank them for putting in the work to do the research on these fun facts and stuff like that. So thank you guys for that. And everybody, Tunk Chigumji, excuse me. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. You guys want some outro music? Huh? You want a little celebration? Sure. I know Elijah likes this one.